This is going to be Bonnie's Babble, and I have a new subject to babble about today, and I am babbling about kids and the internet. So, as many of you know, obviously I have 4 teenage kids that are constantly on the internet. Well, I shouldn't say constantly, but, are on the internet and have Facebook and Instagram and so on, except for one. I have one daughter that does not have a cell phone, does not have an iPad, does not have a laptop, doesn't really have anything that has the internet on it. And there's a reason for that. My reason for that is a while ago, she was caught on some social media websites like Tumblr. I can't remember the older ones. There's some recent ones that I'll be getting into in a little bit. But she was caught talking to boys and stuff like that. And now when you're on stuff like that, you don't really know if they're boys. They could be men posing as boys. So it's just scary, when it comes to children and social media and stuff like that. Now, I monitor my children on the internet very, very closely. I have all their passwords. My oldest, obviously Isabel, I do monitor and I have all her passwords. But at the same time, she's going to be an adult. So there's only so much I can do when it comes to her, I shouldn't say there's only so much I can do, because I can do whatever I want right now because she's still a minor. But I don't monitor her as closely as I do my younger children. And I guess I could say I'm more lenient with what she posts and everything like that, or reposts. Simply because, like I said, she's almost an adult. So, but I do monitor, as I said, and I do have passwords, and I do let Madison on the computer. She does have access to the internet when she needs to go on it for homework or whatever. I do have a home computer, and it sits in my room, and she sits at my desk right next to me if I'm sitting on my bed, and I watch everything she does. Every page she goes to, everything she logs into, because, like I said, in the past we had some issues, and that's just what I have had to do. So, recently, in school, obviously, they're allowed to go on the computers. And now my thinking is that the social media and websites like Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, and all that, Facebook, are blocked off school computers. Most of them are blocked. So they can't access those kind of websites on the school computer. Well, there's a back road into that kids know about. And there are some new social media websites that are popping up that are not blocked. And I've been working with the school now to get those new ones that I'm finding out about blocked, so the kids can't go on there. Because my worry is, that anything can happen to these children. They can meet somebody online, think it's a 14-year-old boy, and say, oh, okay, well, let's go. Example, my daughter, meet at the park. And it can turn out and end up to be a man, a 30-year-old man. So, it's really scary. And my child was able to access one of these websites at school and able to interact with people through that, and then having them added on to Gmail, which all of my children have Gmail accounts through their school, because they have Google Classroom and stuff like that they do their homework on. So there's chat features, obviously, in Google that you can chat with people, and they're able to chat that way in school because it's not blocked. Parents, watch your children. Even when they have school accounts, anything can happen. I tell you this from experience because we had an incident this past weekend where I found out, and parents always find out, it always comes back to you, that one of my children were accessing the website, at school, accessing websites that she shouldn't be on. And now, like I said, I'm working with the school to have these websites blocked. But, before I found out this was happening, they're able to do anything, on their chats and pictures, whatever. So I have a mother's instinct with all my children, and something wasn't right, and I followed one of my children to the park one day and found out that she was going to meet up with somebody that she had met on one of these websites that she had never talked to before. She talked to him obviously in the websites or whatever, but has never met him, doesn't know how old he is, nothing like that. And she was going to go and get in a car with this person and go hang out. And it's terrifying, to know that if I wouldn't have interjected and had that intuition, and when she went out the door, kind of followed her, what could have happened? What could have happened? She could have disappeared. She could have been sold as a sex slave, and obviously I think the worst because I'm a mom, and things happen, look at the girls that were in Ohio that were held captive for 10 years. Things just happen, and this world is scary. Oh, so I called the police, and this person ended up calling my house. And so I gave the police this person's phone number, and, we're finding out that this person was not a child. He was posing as a child, but he wasn't a child. And thank God for my instincts and my intuitions, and thank God that he decided to be stupid enough to call my house. And we found out before she even got in the car or even went anywhere, and I was able to give the police information, and they were able to figure out who he was and where he was and deal with the situation. So, I wanted to come out on this Babble because, I'm honest with you guys. I want to be, open and let you guys know, what goes on in our lives, whether it's big, small, happy, sad, mad, bad, and really, we really have to keep an eye on our children when it comes to these social media websites. Now, the website that she was meeting these boys on or whatever was called socialcrave.com, I believe it was called. I have it written down at home. And then a roleplay.me. And these are websites that were not blocked at school, and that she was able to access. And like I said, she does have internet access at home, but it's something that I constantly watch. So she wasn't able to go on these websites when she was at home because, I do watch them. Now, what's going on in the classrooms that these children aren't being watched, that they're able to take these pictures and send them out in these social media websites or chat in these social media websites, I don't know. And that's something that I'm going to be finding out because I have a meeting with the school today. But you really have to make sure that you cover all bases when it comes to stuff like that. And it's scary. It's scary to think that, things like this can happen. It's just crazy. And, like I said, thank God I have a great intuition, a great mother's intuition, and knew something was not right and went out and got my daughter. Because if I wouldn't have, who knows what would have happened. And now she had the bejesus scared out of her because, I don't play. I called the police. I don't play around. When it comes to stuff like that, no. And I told her, I said, I'm calling the police. I'm not dealing with this. You're going to tell me everything, and you're going to tell me everything now. And she just told me everything, and the police came, and I think they scared the bejesus out of her. He told the officer, it was a sergeant that actually came, and he told her, we find girls' bodies in the river, in the, where is that, where they take the garbage? Landfills. He said, and sometimes we don't find them for months, so your body's sitting there for months. Your family's wondering where you are, you're missing, and months later we find you, and we have to call your mother and say, hey, we found her. But it's not good news. And, she was crying and stuff like that because she doesn't want that to happen to her. And I don't think, she understands the severity of things that can happen to her if, she goes with a stranger that she doesn't know. And, I've taught my kids very well, you don't talk to strangers, don't get in other people's cars. But when they think it's someone their age and that it's somebody that's a friend to them, they believe it, they believe it. And these men or women or whoever on these websites that are trying to entice these children are horrible, and they offer everything under the sun, money, jewelry, gifts, this, that. No. We have to make sure that we're watching our children. We're watching what they do. If you're letting your child on the internet and you have your child has a Twitter account or a Facebook account and they're reposting sexual stuff, or drug stuff or whatever, you want to put your foot down and say, look, this is inappropriate. You are a child, and you are not going to be posting this. And there's been times where I've had to put my foot down. But for the most part, my children are pretty good with the internet, except for this experience that we just had. So that is why I wanted to do this Babble, because I just want to put it out there that, it's very important that we watch what our children are doing on the internet. Anything could happen. And even, if you have a child that is in a relationship with somebody, or I shouldn't say child, a teenager or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You have these kids that are texting pictures of themselves to other kids, and it gets out in the schools and all that. These kids don't realize that if they're texting a picture of themselves naked or anything like that, that's child pornography, and well, our police here, he was telling my daughter about it. They don't play with that. They take you right to jail. Child porn is not funny, and it could be as innocent as boyfriend and girlfriend, send me a picture of your boobies, send a picture of the boobies, boom. That's child porn. If you're a minor. Oh. It's just so scary. So scary. And we really need to watch what our children are doing. And I, as much as I watch and I'm very cautious about what they do and who they talk to online, they can always get around it. And sometimes you may not find out till it's too late. But the best thing that you can do is just put your foot down and make sure that you have passwords and you're monitoring what they post. And now, like I said, I'm going to be going to the school and I'm going to be making sure that when these kids are in the internet at school, they're being watched. Because obviously, at my child's school, which is a very good school, by the way, somebody has let the ball, just has dropped the ball. So I'm going to be taking care of that today. And, yeah. So that's kind of just like my Babble today. I just wanted to put it out there that, even though that you may think that you're doing this, Sherlock Holmes type of a job, anything can get through. And as much as I have tried to, watch everything that my kids post and do all that, sometimes things fall through the crack, and we just have to be proactive and make sure that we're keeping up with everything that our children are doing, because this world is just, it's crazy, and people lie, and it's really sad that these men and women are going on these websites posing as children and trying to entice other children. Who knows what would have happened if she would have went with this guy? Who knows? I don't know. But I thank my lucky stars that I have a good intuition with my children, and he called my home. So it is scary. It's scary, very scary. But I think that's going to be it for this Babble, because I don't want to make it too long, and I am hoping that my blood test is done now. So with that being said, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't done so yet, please click that subscribe button, and please share my videos with everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I have been vlogging little by little today and yesterday and the day before, and you guys will be seeing a video very soon, maybe tomorrow or Friday. But we do have a busy week coming up. Exam started today, and we have Maddie's graduation on Friday and our graduation party Saturday, so be looking forward to videos to that. And I'm going to end this video now because I'm already at 15 minutes.